Well, we are making progress as Joel Embiid finally faced the media today, answering questions about his injury status, when we could potentially see him, what really happened in the Olympics, and a whole bunch more. This is what we have been waiting for. But even on top of that, Joel Embiid just responded to a BS article that was published about him. He was pissed. We will get into it all, but welcome into Philly Take with RB. I'm RB. Do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, like this video if you are ready to see Joel Embiid and Paul George back on the floor with the Sixers. Subscribe to the show and continue to support us every single day. Was not planning to come on here and make a video, but the actions call for it. You never know what you're going to expect with this team. You never know what you're going to get on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, here we are looking for a potential return. We got some info on it, but update from practice today. Joel Embiid and Paul George were full participants in today's practice, including the 5-on-5 scrimmaging with the team. So, as Shams and others reported, seems like we're getting closer to a return, but the Sixers have ruled out Joel Embiid and Paul George for tomorrow night's game. Joel talked to the media and said, I will not be playing, and we'll hear from Paul George as well. So they will not be playing tomorrow night. But could they return on the West Coast trip? Here is the important part to keep in mind, as it seems like we are trending for a return this week. They go out to Phoenix on Monday night. How insane is it going to be for Joel Embiid to potentially make his season debut? Same with Paul George at 10:15 on a Monday night. Things are going to get crazy. They never fail with this Sixers organization. A West Coast trip. Will they both travel for it? I guess we'll see. I mean, if Embiid is not ready to play Monday, does he even make the West Coast trip? You know, is he going to sit out the next 3 then? So I think that is an interesting aspect to look at, interesting storyline. But as of right now, we know they will not play tomorrow. However, Paul George talked to the media and said he is absolutely traveling with the Sixers on the West Coast trip, which features his old team, the Los Angeles Clippers. So PG will make his debut this week, ladies and gentlemen. That is big time. But will Joel Embiid make the trip out to LA, out to the West Coast? I guess we will see. Also, before we get into the cream of the crop, Paul George says, quote, the time will come. We've just got to trust the process. So PG trying to, strike a nerve here, I guess, with Sixer fans, or maybe just try to relate to them in a way that is even foregone now. But PG telling everybody, wait, be patient, be patient. Should we be patient? I think more than the frustration, again, of not playing is that we don't know what the heck the plan is. We have not had any substance, any details. We just want to know what is really going on here. Because, again, we're now, almost 5 games in. We need some, hope. We need to know what the plan is. So PG tells the fans to trust the process. But it was Joel Embiid that stole the show today. Joel came out. He talked about his injury and pretty much said, you know what? I have been dealing with injury, which I told you guys, he's been injured, and he is firing back at reporters, mainly Marcus Hayes. And I don't want to dive too far down the rabbit hole, but with all the Philly media, with a lot of the back and forth that these players have, etc., there's a few media members who are just constantly bad at their job that are primarily clickbaiters. And Marcus Hayes is one of them. He is awful. He has been for years. And I'm not going to dive into the article that he wrote, but pretty much he talked about Joel Embiid's late brother who passed away tragically and brought that up as a reason, as well as his young son, as to why Joel Embiid needs to step it up and work harder, etc. Because, he points to that. This is the goofball right here, Marcus Hayes. So you just don't do that, man. It's just, the Philadelphia Inquirer continues to put stuff out, with these clickbait writers, and it's not a good look, man. So anyway, Joel Embiid fired back at that article, and he fired back at people who right now continue to chime in and say that he's soft, that he doesn't want to play, that he doesn't want to go out there for his team. And here is what he said. We will listen to the clip.
When was it decided between the Olympics and today that you would be taking this approach and missing these games to start the season?
It was never decided. Like I said, everybody has been on the same page. If your body doesn't react well, and if your body tells you one thing, and I've done it. From what I can tell you, I've broken my face twice. I came back early with the risk of losing my vision. Had broken fingers. I still came back. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, when I see people saying he doesn't want to play. I've been way too much. I've done way too much, for this city, and putting myself at risk, for people to be saying that. So I do think it's bullshit. Like that dude, he's not here. Marcus, whatever his name is. I've done way too much for this fucking city to be treated like this. So done way too fucking much. But like I said, I wish I was as lucky as other ones, but that doesn't mean that I'm not trying and I'm not doing whatever it takes to be out there, which I'm gonna be here pretty soon.
Thank you, Joel. First off, thank you for finally giving us some clarity. We've been waiting for it. That's why we've been frustrated with you, Joel. We just want to hear from you. If you had sat up here a week and a half ago and said this, we would have been fine. But I'm cool with him coming back at the media, and especially, a-holes like Marcus Hayes, who come out and say the type of things that they do. Joel and this team hasn't won, but what he has had to go through year over year, the fact that he has put himself at risk. I mean, like he said, they told him he could have lost his vision if he got hit the wrong way, with or without that mask. They told him last year, that you shouldn't even be coming back and playing with this knee injury. He puts himself on the line. So I've been defending him on this for years. If you're one of those people that say that Joel is soft and he just doesn't want to play, you're out of your damn mind. Joel Embiid is the opposite of soft. He constantly puts his health at risk. He constantly puts himself on the line. And every single year he has had to deal with organizational turmoil. He doesn't ask out. He doesn't request a trade. He wants to be there. And, like you said, I've done too much for this effing city to be treated like this. So I hear what he's saying. At the same time, the Sixers have handled this very poorly. We just wanted to know what the actual plan was. But now we know, right? He said, I want to be out there. I'm not as lucky as others. I've had, things to deal with, right? And he just confirmed it. His knee has not been back to proper shape, and he is trying to work it back. So now we have to hope that this doesn't linger for the rest of the season into the playoffs, and it's something that he constantly has to deal with. And it's just concerning hearing that this early. But I like Joel standing on his ground here. And Joel was also asked about the Olympics and why he played. If you're still hurt and never recovered, you tried to play through it in the playoffs, why'd you go to the Olympics? And pretty much he says that the strain of playing in that setting was a lot lower than what he needs to be ready for in order to do his job for the Sixers. Pretty much saying that, playing with all these other superstars, he doesn't have to do as much. He's taking a backseat role. I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, you're still going out there. You're still putting pressure on that knee and your entire body, and we know you're injury prone. So it probably was not the best decision, but I do understand it from the other side as well. Like here with the Sixers, he's got to be a damn MVP every night, most of the time for this team to try to win. So that's where Joel's at with that. I will say, though, Joel does look pretty slim. They said he lost, 25, 30 pounds? Joel looks to be in pretty good shape, man. He looks like he hasn't really been eating at all. So, look, maybe Joel is in good shape. Maybe it's just the knee. And, I do feel for him, man. Every year, imagine playing at the peak of your game, and it's just always something going wrong, right? Like, it's always has to be something. So, no, that definitely is frustrating, and I hope, he can figure it out, and I hope the Sixers can get it together. It will be kind of annoying if he doesn't play the next, 4 games, if he misses tomorrow and the West Coast trip, but I guess they are still looking at the long-term plan, whatever can get this team healthy to the playoffs, as long as they can make the playoffs. I will say, though, Joel Embiid playing this villain role again, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, the team at least is still building some chemistry. Here they were at their Halloween party. There's Joel dressed as Batman, Maxey, PG, a lot of the guys, man. Looks like they're still communicating, having fun off the floor, so that is at least a positive sign to see. And then we have Kyle Neubeck here again to finish it off. He asked Nick Nurse about his rotation plan with PG and Embiid and if it had evolved based on what everybody showed in the first 4 games without them. He says, Quote, how can I get Drummond and Joel on the floor together? Nurse said he deliberately had them in a lineup together today. So are we seeing the two big man lineup? I don't know how that's going to play out. I mean, unless Drummond is just going to be that monster in the paint, but it does present challenges as well. I still think this Sixers team needs to make up for the fact that they don't have a traditional power forward that has played consistently on their team right now. They're still going to have to make a move as they go forward, but it is interesting that Nurse is now trying to get a little creative and get the two centers together on the floor. So maybe we'll see that at some point. Who knows? Regardless, though, Joel Embiid finally speaks to the media, and this is what we have been waiting to see and hear, and now we have more clarity as we move forward. Frustrating, absolutely. Can the Sixers ever start a season normal? No. But now I feel like we have a little more progress, and hopefully they can get it together, because again, they're going to need it. They're going to need it. They have not been a good basketball team. It's going to be tough for them to win tomorrow, and looks like it's going to be a crazy West Coast trip. Usually the Sixers don't make their West Coast trip till January, but we already have one next week. Fired up. I cannot wait. Give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. That being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.